Yes.
Bogdanov, he did it.
Il bought.
He went all in.
Dump it. No! No!
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. When it comes out, zero.
Just hodl, bro.
9 red weeks in a row. Almost a 10th at one point, wasn't it? How amazing was that? I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be a 10th.
I was hoping for a new record, honestly.
I know, because then at least the record's set, and it's going to be hard to break in future.
Harder to break, but also like the chances of making money buying here gets better and better.
Yeah.
What an opportunity!
Well, and like I read a joke that it's like, oh well, 9 weeks of red, 1 green, back from 8 more red. And I was like, that would be just the most brutal of all time I've ever seen. But
here's the thing, though: we're still at that support level. So I'm like,
right at it.
It's not like we pumped like crazy. It's been a super tiny release pump after like making lows and lows and lows every fucking week.
1.49% up.
Yeah.
The wick to the upside was larger
I think we're still at, what's the level of sentiment right now? 13, 14?
I think it's 13. Yeah, it's stupid low. It's been bouncing between like 10 and 14, like weirdly enough. I've never seen
I think for months
this
now.
long.
13,
even checking like
13 right now. 13.
Even checking back to 2018, I've never seen it stay this low this long.
This is why I'm thinking.
So.
This is why I'm thinking there's got to be some sort of, even all the perma bears who are bearish 24/7 are even saying there's going to be some relief soon. So for them to say that,
doesn't that, like, when even they are screaming for some more relief, I'm kind of thinking that we first do the opposite.
I thought that as well. I thought
we touch maybe that 25, 26k area again. Then they get completely bearish. They start to scream 10k. Then they sell everything.
Yeah.
And
they finally buy it, flip bullish, and then get dumped on and panic sell.
Yeah.
More ETH shorts were liquidated today. Dan, is it a new record or something like that?
It was a new 1-day record, I think.
Like
yeah.
And we're at support. Who the fuck is shorting at support? What are you doing?
I mean, you're opening Twitter and all you see is the big accounts saying we're going to, I don't know, 1k Ethereum, 1.2k Ethereum. And if you have no clue what you're doing, you're going to short, you're going to sell your positions. And
where are these guys getting the money from? That's what I want to know. They've got a fucking clue. I wouldn't mind.
Bullshit, 100x leverage. These are liquidations on leverage, and so maybe they don't have $100 million. They got $1 million, but you throw 100x.
This is how desperate people are now.
They had $1 million.
This is how desperate people are now. They're leveraging 100x,
which is terrible. Why you shouldn't leverage trade?
Yeah, 100%.
Big shout out. Don't leverage trade. That's how you lose all of your money, all of your Bitcoin, all of your ETH.
Yeah, but 100%. But if you're going to leverage trade, long support, short resistance, and times 3. Absolute maximum, in my opinion. Like, if you're going to leverage trade and you've decided I am 100% going to leverage trade, times 3 maximum, long support, short resistance, end of. Don't even play in between.
And don't use your whole freaking portfolio.
I know, 100%.
You use, like, people are like, oh, let me just ape my whole portfolio into a 5x or 100x leverage trade. And it's like, no, maybe throw like, I don't know, 2%, like really small amounts. Like that's. Yeah, no, I don't know. Don't leverage.
There's too much to cover for just a quick it's not a quick topic. It's could actually be a whole fucking podcast series on its own.
It probably could. In general, though, if you don't know what you're doing, don't touch leverage, please. Yeah. You will lose your money.
Love it.
So, yeah. Getting into the news for this week, we did in fact see a Bitcoin dominance rally past 47%. Haven't seen the plus 50 yet, but we're heading there. We're already plus, I don't know, 0.5% on the week, and it's only been like a day. So alts are having a pretty tough time, bleeding kind of heavy against Bitcoin, but we kind of expected that. Regardless of what Bitcoin did, we kind of assumed that it would take the stage here for a little while. So I'm assuming it'll just keep pumping, but we will have to see regardless. I think this is now the slow grind up phase. that's just my personal take.
Like
I mean-
Panda said before, though. Sorry, I'll just jump in there. One
Yeah.
second. Right, listen to this. Just very quick. Shorts got liquidated, right? So which way would you say the price will go next if all the shorts got liquidated? I would say down. So like
they're going to pile up longs, and then those longs are probably going to get liquidated when
Yeah,
they get
exactly.
absurd levels.
There's already a pile of longs. The longs have never been.
They're getting fucked.
They've
Yeah.
already the
Are
longs are already piled. So which way? As you said before, I think a quick wick down, liquidate all the longs, and then slow grind up. I can't see it just grinding up from here. I mean, listen.
No way.
Yeah,
I
I
personally
definitely
see
see some whiplashing, but I do see it grind up.
Do you know what I've been
Overall.
doing? Do you know what I've been doing this last 2 weeks? Since we came down to support, buying Ethereum and Bitcoin. So I've been buying Ethereum at 1740 to 1800, selling 1900 to 2k. Done it 3 times. 3 fucking times.
It's bouncing hella.
It works until
yeah.
it doesn't.
always
I made
bouncing.
one nice swing trade, but
I mean, if it
really
doesn't
shades the other
work,
ones.
if it doesn't work to swing right away, and you're in spot positions, the worst case that happens to you, you end up with Ethereum. So then you just wait a couple more months, and it's all good.
100%. Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
not like you're leverage trading and you get liquidated and you lose everything, and you have to cover your short and all this
It's a
shit.
win-win.
You
It's a
just
win-win.
end up with Ethereum.
It's a win-win. You
Yeah.
end up with Ethereum.
Either way,
Less money,
long
but-
term, these prices are super cheap.
You don't get liquidated.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I'm with
That's
Panda
my
there.
thinking. That's my thinking. It's just like I'm gonna swing it while the opportunity's there, take it, and it works until it fucking doesn't. But what I'm doing is, what I find is, when a price comes down to a crucial historic support level, it will tap it a few times. That'll give you opportunity to swing. Then what I do is I reduce how much I'm trading each time, because I think the more times it taps, the more likely it's going to break.
Yeah.
So I
That's
reduce
correct,
my
yeah.
exposure each time. Honestly, I've done this so many times, and I've actually absolutely killed it. But obviously, this is just with experience. Been doing
Shout
it for
out
so
to
long.
the British IRS.
I know. Shout out to the tax man.
I'm gonna give it a few percent here and there.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Love it. Love it.
They're gonna love that Luna trade you made.
Oh my god! Just a quick one. Last night I was on YouTube.
It's going to
On
pay so much
YouTube,
attention.
and a guy bought Luna at $7, right? But he put everything in it. His life savings, sold all his altcoins. It dropped. And listen, as it came down, I entered. So I swung it twice. I won't go into too much detail. But on my really big swing, where I put 70k on, between 3.5 down to $1, and it still dropped down to 60 cents, right?
Yeah, 60 cents was
At that
more than
point,
that
I
day.
was like, shit. And well, this guy had his entire savings in there, even his wife's savings. And then he was in work. It bounced, didn't it? This is where I was like, sell, laddered all the way out, fucking killed it. This guy looked at it, got to $7 where he bought. He said, I should sell here, really. I've got all my money back. He didn't. He fucking held and
but
lost.
maybe I make a 2x here.
Yeah, he held
So he
and
just
lost everything.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the difference between that.
Yeah.
That's how I used to be. I was watching this video thinking, been there, done that so many fucking times. You have to do it.
One to cut losses.
You have to do it.
And
he
no dollar cost averaging, no cut off
nothing.
losses. Terrible
Just in at
trading.
one point. So I'm going to use
Yeah.
this now. I was saying to Andy, I'm going to do a little bit of a video on that
So
trade. and
you're now using that poor guy as an example.
I was going to contact him and say I'm going to donate some fucking some of the money that I made to this guy. Donate some of the money that I made because I felt so sorry for him. Another story for another time.
But still, it does. It takes experience and knowing that don't just hold on. Know when to cut your losses, and don't sell supports.
Yeah,
Like buy supports, sell resistance. Don't do it the other way around. That's how you lose money.
I know.
You know,
I know.
Unfortunately, but that that's life. So, anyways, moving on. In really good news, actually. So let flip it to the positive side. Biggest DeFi news of the week: Optimism. Their airdrop officially went live, which was sick. if you haven't claimed yet, we definitely recommend you do so. It's probably free money. So if you did anything on Optimism,
you used Optimism. I didn't.
Basically anything. If you swapped, added liquidity, made trades, did anything NFT wise, or if you even got priced out of Ethereum, I'm really not sure how that category worked, but I didn't get that one, so I don't know. But anyways, the token is at around $1.25 right now, and the supply is like 4 billion, so the market cap's huge. It's like $5 billion right now. But yeah, so if you participated in Optimism and you had the airdrop, you can now officially claim it, and it's worth free money. So
I'm actually wondering which chain is more popular, Optimism or Arbitrum?
That's the question at the moment, isn't it?
What metric are you using? It depends.
Like on-chain volume, something like that.
Okay, so for on-chain volume, the best one is fees, and they're about tied. Optimism is better on the 7-day average right now, only because of the Optimism airdrop, obviously. Previously, Arbitrum was throwing out way more volume, and on average, over the last months, has been putting out more volume.
So you could think that the Arbitrum airdrop might also be more popular, the token. The demand for the token.
I think that one will also be huge. So if you didn't participate in Optimism,
definitely, you should bridge over to Arbitrum. You should use Uniswap or some other ship on Arbitrum, and
and it's super easy. Super easy. You literally just go to the Arbitrum Bridge website, wham your ETH on Arbitrum, and then you can literally just go to Uniswap and just switch the little button from ETH to Arbitrum. And then wham bam, your fees are way cheaper and you're still secured by ETH.
But it's not only that. I mean, it's free money, and we are talking per wallet, probably easy 1K. Easy 1K per wallet. So just throw in 5-6 wallets and get free money.
Is this Arbitrum?
That's Arbitrum.
And that hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet. No.
So people can do that now then.
Yeah, and it's super easy. You have the same.
I also
Uniswap,
recommend ZK Sync.
And ZK Sync also a good one.
Yeah, ZK Sync is also confirmed, rumored. It was a rumor, has been confirmed. Airdrop later. So same idea.
All I'll say is we'll put the details on our Twitter. If you're not following the TGH Twitter, find it in the description of this video. Follow it. All the details for all the airdrops. Thousands of dollars of free money. Yeah. We'll put it on there. Completely
just for experimentation.
Yeah.
It's 100% worth.
Might rebrand to the airdrop hunters as well. Not sure yet.
I like that. Okay, yeah. So on to the next little piece of news from Fidelity. Not really such little news. They are the largest financial holder on the planet. They have previously launched a Bitcoin holding and trading service. They are now launching ETH custody and trading services in 2022, which is massive. They're also hiring 110 workers, specifically in the fields of blockchain engineering and programming, basically to try and dive into digital assets, which in my opinion is huge. If you think this is a bear market, pay attention to what the big boys are doing. It might be a bear market. Sure, yeah, that's fine, but they don't give a shit. So pay attention to what the smart money is doing. They are the largest financial holder on the planet for a reason. So just, it's worth paying attention to. It's pretty cool in my opinion.
Very good.
Fidelity is largely used by a massive amount of retail too, like just for general investments. So that's huge.
Most of these whales have got a long-term mindset, haven't they? And view. They're not like looking short-term, like on the daily, like or the weekly. They're looking monthly and yearly, aren't they?
I don't even think they're looking at monthly, to be honest. They're honestly just looking 3, 4, 5 years in the future.
Yeah. They're not thinking
like ARK Invest has a minimum 5-year plan.
Yeah.
If their plan is less than 5 years, they throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
So, I find that pretty interesting, and honestly is how people should invest if you have.
That's smart money.
That is smart money. Yeah, smart money's long term. Love that.
Yep. Yeah. So going on to the fourth piece of news for the week, in a rather interesting turn of events, the previous CEO of OpenSea was indicted for 40 years for insider trading. Personally think this was a little ridiculous. I mean, he was in fact guilty. He stole around $67,000 worth of money from NFT front runs. He knew they were going to list on Coinbase. He bought them ahead of time, then sold them when they listed on Coinbase.
We are talking about how much? $65,000?
Yeah, $67,000 for 40 years in prison. For me, that seems a little excessive.
If you would put that into perspective with Doc One and the shit that happened to Luna, he would be jailed for fucking 5K years.
That was my first thought. I was like, this guy is literally
65K.
65K is fucking nothing, man.
Well, I was watching another podcast and they were like, oh, hey, just pay him back. It's on chain.
Yeah.
Hell, who bought the NFTs from him after he front run it? Just pay him back the ETH. Wham bam. Okay, now he takes shit to me. Like, why the hell would you prosecute this guy for 40 years for $67? The money back and then pay $100,000 fine or some shit, or like, or even go to jail for like a year. Like, if you really want to make,
even a year,
a year is a lot. Like,
Jordan Belfort fucking rinsed millions and millions and millions and millions, tens of hundreds of millions.
That was in the 90s. For
Went
today's
jail for like
standards, that would be billions.
Was it 4 years, something like that?
I think a couple of years, then he came out and started to do basically the same shit, got rich again.
Yeah. So I'm absolutely mind blown. This happened, and I really
22 months, not even 2 years. Jordan Belfort didn't even get 2 years. Yeah, I'm not having this, guys. I'll have to have a look at.
Oh, it drove me nuts.
I'll have to have a look at it.
I think they're making an example of him.
What's the guy's name?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Nathaniel Chastain. Yeah, making an example of crypto fraud.
I can't fucking spell that.
Nathaniel, and then Chastain is Chastain. And so, I do not want to argue that this guy's innocent. He obviously front run other people and then sold them for higher prices, which is technically insider trading.
I mean,
but 40 years is fucking ridiculous. Make him pay the money.
Let's be honest. I think that was one of the, like, actual amount-wise, one of the smallest frauds an exchange probably ever done. Like, crypto exchanges are the scummiest shit ever.
Is he the ex-OpenSea head or CEO?
Yeah.
Yeah, ex-head of OpenSea.
There.
I'll have a watch of this tonight. It's something to dig into.
Yeah,
I like doing that. Something will pop up on here, and I'm like, right, I'm gonna do a bit of research. Spend a couple of days digging into it. I love that. Just like a bit of a shout out there to people who are watching this. You can sort of do it yourselves, can't you? If something interests you, you could like have a little dig in. You also learn. You learn a lot as well in the process.
Dive in more than what we're sharing. You know
exactly. Yeah, dive. We're only covering the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, of course.
You can dive in more.
Exactly. Yeah. If we inspire anyone to dive in further, awesome. That's the goal.
Love it.
Yeah. For our final piece of the news, plastered all across Twitter, breaking Solana. That's it. That's the tweet.
Yeah. At this point,
it's super unfortunate. It's like the 10th time this year.
I've just lost a lot of faith in Solana. Full stop.
I don't know if I really want to talk about this for a while because I mean, personally, I just think it's ridiculous. Fix your shit.
If they wouldn't have all these huge VCs in it and the big names, the big pockets, this chain would be completely fucking.
We're not going to ground on that. But I mean, just fix your stuff, guys. Come on. Let's stay positive on the week. So even with prices down, it's a good time to see what is. First on the agenda, Al Bergio, CEO of Digital Bits, recently tweeted that he's working on a new development and he is, quote, making a new contribution to an ecosystem near you, #DeFi. So we're assuming this will be some kind of unique development in the DeFi world. And we're just kind of excited to see what XDB has in store for us. This was released on the 31st of May, so it's been a few days. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see it in the next week or 2 or 3. I don't know. He's usually pretty quick on the releasing a hint tweet and then actually releasing whatever it is. So he doesn't try and lead people on things. Yeah, he did it a couple weeks ago too. He doesn't try and lead people on months in advance. So I don't know. I'm thinking we'll see something soon here, which would be nice. Had a nice little bounce off support today, which is fun to see. Yeah, so next on the list, the Goons of Balatroon has delayed their IDO due to market conditions, which I think it's like the second or third time they've done this, which I don't know, a little
Not a fan.
unfortunate.
Just not a fan of that,
I don't
honestly.
know. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna change it once, stick with the change,
Yeah.
even if the sentiment isn't great.
That's my issue. That's my issue.
Yeah, making a good
And-
first impression, and you
and-
want your launch to be great, but you can't just keep delaying. The market's never going to
I
be
know.
perfect.
It's like, how many
the thing.
times?
Yeah, projects started delaying early this year when the market was much better than now, and they were saying, yeah, because of market conditions, they kept delaying. Now the market.
I would much rather
they still
launch
didn't
at
launch.
the bottom of a market than in the midst
Just
of
let all the weekends out and then build.
What I want to know is, for me, like, it just seems like a cash grab would do that. Because why would you be so desperate to launch in such a good market other than to make money? Like, I just keep thinking, you know, I'm a bit of a fan of the team and what they're doing, but at the same time,
I also like the NFTs,
I'm like,
but like this constant delaying
I'm
is
just like, the thing is, NFTs were at all-time high volume, hot as fuck, when they were going to launch first time around. Now, since they've delayed so many times, NFTs are actually falling off a cliff.
Mhm.
I'm like, you actually chose. You could have launched in a much better market, NFT-wise. I don't fucking know. Listen, I'll leave it at that. I'm not even going to go on about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
We'll
all
update
right.
as stuff comes along. So just wanted to give you guys
we'll
that
see how
stuff.
it goes.
Yeah. So next on the list, a little more positive, XCAD making history on June 16th. They're live streaming in New York, and you'll actually be able to watch on YouTube, and you can earn money literally just by participating in history. You can activate the plugin.
On that day, you can already use the plugin.
Yeah. So
Ooh,
their goal
that's
is to plug in and do the release live in New York City so that the whole world can watch.
So you can watch live and you can test it right away on that day.
Yeah, you get to test the plugin literally during the live release in New York City. So I think that's pretty damn cool. I will be watching. I mean, because I'm not going to fly to New York, obviously. But it'd be pretty cool to earn some XCAD just by watching. And it's not like I want to sell the XCAD. It's just it's really cool technology. Like that's awesome. So, pretty damn cool in my opinion. I'm really excited with that. Yeah, we'll give an update when that actually does happen. So 2 weeks, I think. Yeah. Third on the list, DAO Maker continuing to lead the Launchpad ecosystem, basically in like every category. We hosted a Twitter space with Chris this last week. The good, the bad, and the differences about Launchpads and what makes DAO Maker better. And frankly, they just fantastic. Do a listen. We have our YouTube video of the recording.
Yeah,
really worth a listen. So we definitely recommend you doing that. And then also check out what a show is, the Strongholder offerings. They have another example of Zena coming up soon. So you don't have to just watch how they do things and see how they launch protocols, and that it's in the favor of the holders and the people that are a part of these launches. One of the best launch protocols I've ever seen. So.
Definitely check out the DAO Maker spaces. It's on our YouTube channel. It's really interesting. The guys running that are some of the most knowledgeable in the entire space, and they're worth listening to. Even if you're not invested in DAO Maker, it's still, you're going to learn so much in that. Is it an hour, Keegan?
About an hour 10.
Like in that hour, if you could sit there and just listen. What was his name again? Was it Chris?
Chris, yeah, really great, really cool dude.
Is he the founder and He's the founder and CEO of DAO Maker?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Started over 4 years ago, and it was an incredible background story, and just like his actual reasonings behind why they do things. And
this is like you said, this is the biggest launch pad, like in crypto. by an absolute mile. Like they are above everyone. Like no one even comes close. So we had the founder and the CEO here at the Gem Hunters, and he gave us, I mean, how much information did he give us about everything? The entire market, the space, launch pads, projects, how they launch, how investors can take advantage. Honestly, if you've got an hour to watch that, sit and watch it and just take in everything he says, because that is priceless. It's all free. We're providing that absolutely free.
Honestly, the conversation was awesome. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Shilling our content. No, but I'm being serious at the same
That's
time.
all right. Yeah, no, it was a really fun conversation. So if you want to listen in, definitely worth checking it out. And so for our last on the list, technically not a piece of news, but we are hosting the Crypto Community Championship. This is a shout out to all the projects that we follow, that if you want to be a part of this tournament, or even projects that we don't follow and you're just watching and you want your community to be entered into the tournament, please go ahead and just post, and we'll share all that info. And we're making groups here this week for the group play, so just keep an eye on that and we'll keep everybody updated.
And we actually have prizes for the first 3 places. So we got free YouTube review, free Twitter Spaces, and a free podcast for you. If you should be one of the first 3 places.
Great. That sounds amazing. So there's still a day left. All you have to do is comment on that tweet, the ticker of the project, to enter your community into a tournament. It's free exposure as well.
Free exposure. It's some fun during shitty times, during red days.
Yeah, it's some fun during a shitty market, and
you can get some action going in your community, because communities, I know project communities are super quiet right now, so you can get some conversations going, some action going, like pump out some.
And in this kind of bear phase, you can find the communities that have really good active members and that actually are helping build stuff, and you can find stuff that you didn't see before, which would be cool. That's what I'm looking for. It's
actually not only benefiting projects and communities, but even yourself as a researcher or someone who's looking to find solid projects can see which community is actually getting behind their project and pushing it. And that's super important in crypto.
Love that. Yeah.
Yep.
That is important, because it all starts with the community. That's the core of a project. So if you can find out which communities are the best, then it gives you a bit of an idea. So
yeah, because the best communities will go farther than the ones that just don't have one. At the end of the
day, 100%.
It's market people.
I've seen it so many times where good projects with crap communities just don't last, even though they're good projects, because the community is what really helps the project thrive.
You want to research or buy a project, you check the Telegram, it's completely dead. The last message was 5 hours ago, and that's not my thing.
Second recommendation, Telegram is dead. Check their Discord. By the way, if their Discord is super live dead, that's actually kind of common. But if their Discord is also dead, rough.
Yeah, a lot of projects. Yeah, a lot of projects are using Discord now, aren't they? Discord's getting more popular now. But either way. Also, Twitter. You know what I like to do? Check how often the project tweets. I know that isn't the community, and the announcement channel. Are they keeping up to date with the announcements? Are they active with the marketing? Going off on one now, aren't we? We can cover all this on something else.
But it's okay.
Good stuff.
I think that wraps up our for the week. Overall, our first green candle in 10 weeks. So small little woo, but I don't know.
Love it.
We'll see what goes on. I hope you all have a great week.
Don't panic, sell. Everything is going to be fine.
Spot on, guys. Yeah, like Keegan said, have a great week, and I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.